Greetings, Rebel fans. My name is Jason Kelly. This is the Let's Run podcast. I want to welcome you all to the show today. It's going to be a quick one. I'm just about to head down to Allegiant Stadium to watch our mighty UNLV football team take on the putrid, disgusting, and horrific RENO Wolfpack. RENO is truly a fourth world institution. It sucks. It's terrible. It's not a real city. They don't know who they are. They can't accept who they are, and that's why they will always be exactly who they are. I am very excited for the Cannon game today. It is a massive game for the Rebels. The Rebels are in a win and you are in scenario with the Mountain West Championship game. If the Rebels beat the Wolfpack, the Rebels will end up traveling to Boise next week to play for a Mountain West Conference Championship trophy. And a lot more than that, likely that game would be for a trip to the college football playoff. So this game today against the Rebels is massive. It's a massive spot for the Rebels to flex their muscles, show who they are, go out there and beat a in-state rival. Lots of energy around the program. I was checking, the seats to see kind of, how the tickets are selling. This looks like it's going to be a highly attended game. There's going to be maybe 40,000 people in the arena, which would be a big achievement for this football program. The Rebels right now, Syracuse and Miami are playing. Obviously the Rebels lost that heartbreaker of a game they should have never lost to Syracuse earlier in the year. It looks like Syracuse just forced a punt, so that's pretty great. We are also watching USC and Notre Dame playing. Our old quarterback Jaden Maeva is the quarterback for the Trojans down there in Southern California, so that's a pretty big result. We probably want USC to win that game. Obviously, with Ohio State losing to Michigan today, there just aren't that many dominant teams in college football this year. The only one you can really say is 100% for sure a dominant team is Oregon this year. So lots of fun results around college football right now. And our game is just as important as any of them. The Rebels need to win this game to go to the Mountain West Conference Championship game in Boise. Looking at the Wolfpack, and I'll keep this stream under 10 minutes today just because I got to get ready to head down to the stadium. Looking at the RENO Wolfpack, they are currently 3-9 on the year. Their wins came at Troy. That was a pretty good early season win for them. They beat Oregon State and they beat Eastern Washington. So the Wolfpack have been a putrid team basically all year, just in terms of record and result. But if you look a little closer at the box score of a lot of these games, they only lost by one score when they played at Boise. They almost beat, in fact, you could argue they should have beat SMU in the first game of the year. And so RENO has shown that they are capable of giving you a good game. I would not expect this RENO team to come in laying down. They're going to come in guns a-blazing, trying to take us down, trying to knock us off rhythm. And it's going to be up to the Rebels to respond to that. I wouldn't be surprised to see this game close in the second quarter, just because I think that RENO is going to play with a pretty big fire and a pretty big passion. So ultimately, when you're looking at stopping RENO, their defense is okay. It's not great, but their defense has shown a little bit of strength and pushback against, especially against the pass. Their quarterback's named Brandon Lewis. He's actually a pretty solid quarterback. He's dual threat-ish. I wouldn't say he's as dual threat as Hodge Malik Williams, but he does have the ability to use his legs to get downfield. So the Rebels are going to have to maybe spy him depending on how active he is on that end of the field today, excuse me. Looking at their statistics, looking at their quarterback, Brandon Lewis, is their leading rusher. But their second one, their RB1 is a guy named Savion Red. Solid back, but not spectacular. Only has 683 yards on the year, but he does average 5.9 yards per carry. The Wolfpack don't generally tend to go to him a ton because they've been down a lot. But he is a serviceable running back. In terms of receiving yards, their best receiver is a guy named Jaden Smith. Really solid player. The Rebels will have to shut him down. But The Wolfpack will come in, they will give us their best shot, but this game is all about how the Rebels respond, how the Rebels perform. And I'm fully expecting a a focused effort today for this team. I want to see Hodge Malik Williams deal with the blitz better. I want to see him handle that pressure. Um, the Rebels have every opportunity to look past this Reno team. Now, I don't think they will. It's senior night. They're going to give it, they're going to give it their all tonight. I have no doubt. But sometimes when you're playing in a game and the stakes are this high, the teams can come out a little too amped, a little too hyped. And I'm a little concerned about that, as I'm sure the coaches are. You want your guys playing in control. You want them playing measured football. And so I really think that this game is going to be a legitimate test for the Rebels. Now, do I expect them to win? Yes, I think a 44-28, kind of similar to what we did last year. I believe last year we won in Reno 45-28. I think that kind of effort should be expected. Now, if the Rebels win a close and ugly game, I won't really care. I just want them to win the game. Style points for me this week are not super important. Obviously, the committee didn't take anything away from Boise last week, even though Boise barely squeaked by a horrendous Wyoming team. So all I want to see today is a win. I want to see disciplined football. I want to see turnover-free football. I want to see the guys playing in control, playing disciplined, and really getting to their spots. Good gap coverage in the run game. I want to see our corners playing within themselves, playing within the scheme. And I want to see our offense kind of run the ball down Reno's throat. Obviously, last week Reno gave up a metric crap ton of yards to Reno gave up a metric crap ton of yards to Air Force last week. So their rush defense is susceptible. But I want to see Jet Thomas get 20 carries. I want to see or 15 carries. I want to see Kylan James get 7 or 8 carries. I want to see Hodge Malik Williams get a bunch of carries. I'd love to see us rush for 300 yards this game. I think that's totally doable. That plus 80 to 120 yards for Ricky White, I think will do the trick. Avoid turnovers, keep the ball safe. And I think the Rebels are going to do it. Again, I've got a 44-28. I think about a 3-possession game is what I would expect from this. Obviously, when you're making predictions, you could be wrong. So don't take my prediction as gospel here. I've been wrong a lot this season. But really just happy and proud of this Rebel team, where they are right now. I feel confident in their abilities. I feel confident in the coaching staff. And I'm just amped. So I will be at the stadium. If you want to meet up with me, just shoot me a message. I will get together and talk with any Rebel fan. I'm expecting a big crowd, and I will go live after this game. I don't know if it will be a space or a Let's Run live like this one is, but hopefully we go home happy tonight. I will see you guys all down at Allegiant. I appreciate the Rebels. It's been a fantastic season. It's been a good retrieval from some basketball stuff. It's been nice to have a good team. And I don't know the last time, if ever, that the UNLV football program reached 10 wins. But keeping the cannon and reaching 10 wins, that is what is at stake right now. I'll see you guys at Allegiant. Appreciate y'all, and let's run.